Hello and welcome to One Lap. Today we are doing one lap of our racetrack as we do with every car in this over 150,000 mile Model S 70D on the very rare factory aero wheels. This Model S 70D comes courtesy of Brandon Flash from the Brandon Flash YouTube channel linked right here. If you want to see Tesla road trips like I road trip everywhere, Brandon does awesome, cool cross-country road trips in this older Model S. Let's talk about this car. It's a dual motor. It's a 70D with a 70 kilowatt hour pack when new. Brandon estimates that it's lost about 8% of its capacity in the last 150,000 miles, but its performance should not have degraded at all. We have the car charged up to 90%. It's nice and warm, so let's go give it a fair shot around the track. Okay, we are sitting in the Model S, the 70D. Let's check the actual miles. 157.31 miles. And so let's get everything set up. So we're gonna go to the driving tab. We'll select maximum acceleration, regen on full, steering on comfort. Now with Model S's, if you're going to a track day, typically you would not use full regen because unlike the Model 3, these things thermal throttle and limit very quickly. But we're just doing one lap, so I don't expect too much limiting in one lap, although I'm sure we'll get knocked off of our maximum power output. It is 95 degrees outside today. So we're gonna go slip start on just for the launch. I don't expect us to spin tires, but you know, these Teslas make quite a bit of torque. So let's see how this old 2015 feels. I do want to say this generation has the awesome Recaro designed and produced next gen seats. They feel great. And these are the best seats ever put in a Model S thus far. Really awesome. And I think we're ready to give it the beans. So in 3, 2, 1, go. Really strong power. Gives full power starting at 50 miles an hour, so ramps it. It doesn't really launch like a performance car, but it's not. This is a road tripper, around town car. Hard on the brakes. Brakes feel good. Let's see the weight. This one is on coil suspension rather than air. I sort of over braked there, but that's okay. Not my car. Don't want to stuff this thing, that's for sure. And full ABS coming into this corner. Model S is on coil suspension, always handled better than Model S's on air suspension. The reason being is they're a little bit stiffer. They I don't know, lighter. The Model S air suspension cars always kind of wallow a little bit. Not the Ravens, but the pre-Raven cars. This is nice and nimble and sporty for sure. The tires definitely are having a hard time holding down this very heavy car. We're gonna keep as much speed as we can through here. About 60 miles an hour is all we can do. And time for a transition. How's it do? Good. Traction control though is really limiting. You can just see it blinking and blinking away. And man, this Model S feels really solid. 157,000 miles for one of these cars is nothing. That's like, you know, we're not even a quarter of the way through its life. Battery seems to be producing a ton of power. Motors feel strong. No rattles. Wide open through the back section of the track. Hard on the brakes, chuck it in. Traction control not letting any rotation, but the chassis wants some. Man, this car has held up so well, so well. I just can't believe how well these high mileage Model S's are starting to feel. I mean, this car feels like it would day one. We just got power limit coming down on the straightaway. We're under 200 kilowatts and it's pulling us down. We're doing about 90 miles an hour and 94 past the start finish. And we'll regen and come to a stop. Well, you know, you can't deny how well these cars are holding up. It's still extremely fast. The Model S has never been a track car. What's crazy is the Model 3s now with track mode can just stay out here pretty much all day and not get crazy hot. I mean, we've definitely gotten them into thermal throttling, but now with compressor overclock It's incredible. So Model S's are cruisers for the highway, and this car has certainly done a lot of that. As I mentioned before, Brandon has driven this all the way from Arizona for us to do some videos with it in a one lap. So thank you, and please go check out Brandon's videos. This was a really cool experience to drive one of these cars with this many miles. It is definitely the highest mileage Model S I've driven, and it's very impressive. So good work, Tesla. Good work to this Model S. Now we're gonna let it cool down. Now let's take a look back and reveal the lap time. You can see the Model S 70D launches pretty well. This is no ludicrous car, but it still has plenty of performance off the line. Coming into the braking zone, the brakes felt strong, but over time, Model S brakes do get hot very quickly. And it's mostly due to the ESP system cutting in constantly. There is no way to disable ESP in Model S from the factory. As we meander through the track, it's hard but to notice how well this car has held up over its 150,000 plus miles. Brandon has taken this car on many long trips, and he is on a cross-country trip, and this is why we're doing the one lap here in this vehicle. As always, in the description there is a link to a document containing all of the lap times that we've run in one lap, and of course the vehicles aren't being pushed 10/10ths. These cars are not my own. I want to make sure they go back to their owners in one piece. As we rip down the back straight, the Model S clocks in a time of 1 minute 58 seconds. Not bad, but it is the slowest Tesla we have tested so far. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next episode of One Lap.